Hi everyone, isn't it great that now that lockdown's easing a little bit, we can start visiting each other again? And today I've come to see the lovely Appleyard family. Excellent, because they're going to help me in a little while with an experiment. But before they do, I want you to have a little look at this lovely family. How do you know that all these people are part of the same family? What can you see? What looks similar about them and what looks different? I can see two of the boys have got very similar hair colour, haven't they?
Yeah.
What else? We can see three people are wearing glasses.
I've got my eyes like my dad.
You've got eyes like your dad. Let's have a look. Let's see the eyes. Yeah, you've got eyes like Daddy.
And I got brown eyes like
You have. You've got brown eyes like Annabelle. Who do you think you look like, Joss?
Mummy.
You think Joss looks like Mummy, do you?
No, I say I look a bit like my sister because she has round glasses and I do.
This is very true. So lots of similarities that help us to see that you're part of the same.
Like my dad.
You do look like your dad. I think you're right. Yeah, excellent. Good job. So what I want to do is see whether or not with this special tube we can make a connection to show that all of you are joined together. Okay, so hang on just a minute, Dan. So if you touch one end, Annabelle, what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. What about if you touch both ends? Excellent. So there's a connection that goes all the way through Annabelle's body and back to the other side. Well done. Now, do you think we can connect all of you together? What do you reckon?
Power.
So that's it. You put that in that hand. That's it. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Can you make it light up?
Not so far.
Wow, amazing. So you've passed it all between each other because you're joining together. Now, I'm from a different family. Two of my children don't even live in my house anymore, and one of them's even married already. Goodness me. So I've got a different type of family. Let's see whether or not I can join in to this family and still make a connection. What do you reckon? Is it going to work?
Yes, let's try.
Do you think I can? Let's see.
Yeah,
One.
definitely gonna work.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yay! Look, two families all joined together. Well done. Excellent. In our story today, we learned how Ruth was connected to Boaz. Boaz was from a different family, but he came into Ruth's family and he saved Ruth and Naomi. And he had that very new word. He was their kinsman redeemer. Do you remember how we saw the other week that Ruth was actually part of Jesus's family too? She was in his family tree. And those of us who have chosen to follow Jesus, we've been saved by Jesus in a similar way to how Boaz saved Ruth and Naomi. We talked about that in our Easter journey, didn't we? Because when we invite God into our lives, we connect with him by his Spirit. Even though we can't see the Holy Spirit, a bit like we couldn't see the energy running through this tube, we can see the effects of God's love running through us when we're all connected together by his Holy Spirit. So we're together as part of God's family. Just like when the stick lit up and we all joined together. God's love flows all the way through us, just like the energy flowed through this to show his amazing power. Shall we do it one more time?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can. Ready?
Stop it, Emma.
That's it.
Ready, Daniel?
Yay!
Hey!
Well done. Thank you, guys.
God's story, Ruth. So part of God's story is about a woman named Ruth, and it begins like this. Ruth lived in a place called Moab and was married to a guy who was part of God's special family, the Israelites. A few years later, though, Ruth's husband died. Instead of returning to her family, which would have been expected, she stayed with Naomi, her husband's mom. Naomi tried to get Ruth to go back to her family in Moab, but Ruth wouldn't leave Naomi, no matter what. In fact, she wanted to go back to Israel with her. Ruth said, "Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." So they both returned to Naomi's home in Bethlehem. Back then, though, it was hard for women to find work. Usually, they had to be taken care of by their husband or a dad. It's really hard to imagine that now, but Naomi and Ruth might not have even known how they'd survive. At first, to get food, Ruth went to the fields of a man named Boaz and followed his harvesters around. If they dropped anything, even just a piece of grain, she picked it up. This was called gleaning. Ruth worked from morning to night and barely even took a break. Boaz noticed. He told his workers to leave behind some extra grain for her to gather. When Naomi heard about this, she was overjoyed because Boaz was Naomi's relative and what's called a family redeemer. That meant that it was his responsibility to take care of his family. If anybody was going to rescue Ruth and Naomi, it was Boaz. Kids, we have a redeemer too. It's Jesus. He's the one who saves us. Anyway, this gave Naomi an idea. She told Ruth to put on her best clothes and perfume and then go to the place where Boaz was sleeping. Naomi said that once Boaz had gone to sleep, Ruth should lay down by his feet. Now, this may sound like a weird plan, but it was actually really brave. Ruth trusted Naomi and obeyed. When Boaz woke up, he was surprised. After all, someone was lying at his feet. That's not exactly a normal night. When Boaz asked who Ruth was, she said, "I am your servant. You are my family redeemer." Now Boaz understood. Ruth wanted Boaz to marry her so that she and Naomi would both be taken care of. Boaz agreed. This was a huge deal. Ruth wasn't an Israelite, but she wanted to follow God anyway. By marrying Boaz, she got to officially be part of God's family. In fact, Ruth's great-grandson was King David, and many, many years later, Jesus, the rescuer, was born into the same family line. Now, because of Jesus, we get to be a part of God's family too. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Ruth was from Moab. Her husband died. Ruth was left with his mom, Naomi. Naomi told her to go home. Ruth said no. She went to Israel with Naomi. They needed someone to take care of them. Ruth gleaned in a field. Boaz noticed. He left extra grain for Ruth. Naomi made a plan. Ruth obeyed it. She wanted to marry Boaz. He agreed. Ruth became part of God's special family. And we can too. And that's a part of God's story.
Hello kids. As you know, we are learning in this story how important it is to show love and kindness and helpfulness to other people. And last week, my wife was doing craft and she needed a bit of help from me. Well, this week, I'm getting myself in a muddle because I've got all these paper chain strips with all these names and I don't know how they all link to each other. Can somebody help me, please?
Oh, Phil.
Hello,
Phil.
Christina.
Hello. Well, first of all, take a deep breath. That's it.
Good.
Relax. Okay, first of all, explain to the kids how you make these little paper chains first.
Right, well, if you happen to have paper chain strips in the packet, then you can use those. But if not, they're very easy to make your own. You can cut the end of an A4 piece of paper, so it'd be that long, or you can cut down lengthways, so it'll be a bit longer, and they're both about 2 centimeters wide, and you can use either glue stick or double-sided tape to loop them together.
Well done, that's good.
Okay.
So now, I want to ask you, who do you think is the main character of this story?
That's easy. The answer is always Jesus, isn't it?
Yes, normally it is, but of this story, it is Ruth.
Okay, Ruth. Right, so we should start with this one then, maybe.
Yes, start with that one. Okay, so Ruth, you got the paper chain there. If you link it.
First one done.
She was the daughter-in-law of Naomi.
Ah, brilliant.
There
Okay,
you go.
thank you. So if we put that through there,
Yeah.
then, yep.
Yep.
Oh, she's
good.
upside down.
Oh.
Oh well. What comes next? Who comes next?
Okay, after Naomi was a distant distant relative of Boaz. So if you find Boaz,
Okay, yep, that's Boaz. So let's do him.
yeah,
Ba-dum-ba-dum. Yep, and he married Ruth then, I guess.
yes,
Yeah,
he
okay,
did. Well
right,
done.
brilliant.
Yes, and they had a son called Obed.
Obed. Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Obed. Yep, okay, that's great.
Well done.
Obed.
And Obed had a son called Jesse.
Jesse. Well, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad we've got all these ones here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. And Jesse, he had a son, and his son was King David.
David. Oh, right. Okay. David.
Very good.
David. Yep, that's great. David. And yes. Right.
And after David came many more generations.
So let's put a few.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's use some of these this time, just for a change.
Yeah.
There we are.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Maybe one or two more.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
There was a lot more than that, but one or two is good. For our
Well, we haven't got all
paper
day to
change.
go through the entire Bible.
That's
So
very
that's
true.
one. That's just one more, shall we?
Yeah.
Right. Now these ones. Is that going to stick? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So these ones. Yeah. Okay. What next?
Yeah. So after all these many more generations, we come to Jesus.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, we have one, as we know. This is where he fits in, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
makes sense. Jesus. That's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. And we could also be linked to Jesus.
Ah, right. So me
Yeah.
and you.
Yeah. You and me.
Let's do that. You and me. Yes, you first, then me.
Well done.
Me. Yep. And
And the you as
and
well.
the you. Well, let's put that one also in the same one. Okay.
Yeah. So we can be linked to Jesus by accepting him to our lives.
You
Ooh.